Welcome to the Perfection Selection, a Cream of Cards TV.
If you like old movies, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to click the like button to preserve our movie heritage for future generations. Hello YouTubians. Okay, in a bid to make Downton Abbey more culturally diverse, but most importantly to keep those cynical tongues wagging, Julian Fellowes has introduced the first ever black character to the British show, played by Gary Carr. Carr plays a Chicago jazz singer named Jack. I wonder where Fellowes got that idea from. Maybe he borrowed it from Stephen Polyakov's Overlook's drama Dancing on the Edge, that also happens to feature a charismatic black jazz musician. As you can imagine, there's been a flood of comments on forum boards and videos, some saying that having a black musician rubbing shoulders with the British aristocracy is historically incorrect, whilst others argue that it's a bit daft, not including a black jazz frontman during a decade that was actually called the Jazz Age. Most importantly, what do you think? Do you believe it is accurate or not? Please leave a comment in the comment section. Here are some actual media items that were issued during the Roaring Twenties that show famous movie stars and celebrities from that time on these original trade cards that came with everyday products such as chocolate, tea, soap and cigarettes. As one of my perceptive viewers pointed out, there aren't any black people on these 1920s trade cards. How ironic is that? A decade that was nicknamed the Jazz Age, heavily influenced by, of course, black Americans, and it's mission impossible trying to spot any on these cards that were avidly collected by millions of people in the Roaring Twenties before the days of television and the internet. The few black celebrities that do appear tend to be sports stars, such as Jack Johnson. The absence of black movie stars and entertainers speaks volumes about how cruel society was in those days if you were the wrong skin colour or a little bit different. This card set in particular reveals their attitudes in those days. It's called National Types of Beauties, and yet the women who have been chosen to represent African countries are not even black. Not exactly fairly representative. Fortunately, I do have a few cards featuring black movie stars and jazz musicians, but even these were issued in the early 1930s, despite the fact that many of them were active in the Roaring Twenties. As you can imagine, because of their scarcity, some of these are highly sought after. Just goes to show how times have dramatically changed so much. Black people now appear on the covers of magazines as pop stars, movie icons, entrepreneurs and politicians, thanks to the determination of these early pioneers featured on these original trade cards. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in the Roaring Twenties, you might want to check out my numerous other videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Jazz Age drew inspiration from a diverse range of places, such as Africa or ancient Egypt. No prizes for guessing where those ubiquitous 20s flapper feathered headbands came from either. It's a bit ironic that the most culturally creative decades in living history, the swinging 60s and roaring 20s, followed two of the most destructive times in history, World War I and II. The mistrust of authority after World War I spawned one of the first rebellious youth movements, the flappers. And the 1920s is such a classic decade that it still influences fashion, music, television dramas and modern day Oscar-winning silent movies today. So please feel free to explore my many videos, and thank you for checking out this one.